Anyway, let's talk about arcade learning. You know, yesterday I was playing Third Strike, and people kept asking me, they were like, Sajam, do you know how to play Urian in this game? Do you know how to play this character? Do you know how to play that character? They kept asking me questions about characters and stuff, and I was like explaining to them, I don't know how to play Third Strike that well. I don't know how to play a lot of the characters in the game. I learned this game as like a real arcade experience, so I don't know how to play Urian and do all his fancy unblockables or any of the charge partitioning or anything like that. And I realized like some people might not even know what I mean by that. When I played Third Strike, I've never like played it and had a training mode, had a way to test things or a recording function or anything like that. The way I learned how to play Third Strike was when I used to go to Super Arcade, I would either go to the gas station or go to the counter, and they sold like, you know, snacks. I would always bring cash for this reason. Whatever I bought something with, the extra quarters, I would learn how to play Third Strike with. I would just put money in the machine and play people. That's how I learned. I only learned how to play the game by watching other people play and putting quarters in the machine and trying it myself. And I realized like it's very interesting to think about that because that's almost never how people learn fighting games now. Even I'm a person who's like, hey, you don't need a lot of training mode to get out there and go. But I always start by going into training mode, trying characters, and getting in there, right? Even I go to training mode, or even I do like the tutorials or like the character missions, all that kind of stuff. There's nothing. When you play Third Strike, you put in a quarter, you pick a character, you scroll to them, lock in, that's the character you're fighting. That's just how it works, right? Even Third Strike now, like I've never training moded the game or tried to learn anything in training mode in the game. I've only ever played it against a human being, ever. Which is really interesting because nowadays, like, you know, you talk to people and like there's the people who are really like, you got to training mode or learn X or Y thing before you ever go online. I can't imagine what those players would even try to learn like in that era. So that's why it's very interesting to me to think about that, because I think a lot of modern fighting game players never had that experience. I'm like after the arcades, but I had the ability to go to Super Arcade and play in like an arcade experience. And like, I'm sure there's many people who are older than me that didn't even have that experience, right? And certainly people younger than me that didn't have that experience. You never get to practice doing your B&B. You never get to practice doing a deep jump into a combo, which is like, you know, that takes some time in Third Strike. It's very easy to just like not know what the fuck to do. The only way to learn a game like that, especially when I learned it, was just watching people who are good. I just copied them. So I would see, you know, you'd go to the arcade, you'd see someone do something and just be like, okay, I'm going to do what that guy does. This guy's hitting him back heavy punch with Chun-Li and he's doing, I'm going to just do what this guy does. I didn't want to put money in the machine to fight against the CPU to try things. And then I would only ever play if I saw other people playing. Because like the thing is, I only have so many quarters. I don't want to spend it learning Third Strike against CPU because I just want to play against another human. Not only that, I would only play if I saw someone playing who I knew wasn't hella good. I got to maximize this coin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for somebody I either know is like not super great or somebody I know who's really good to ask them questions while they play if they're my homie. You could ask other people and they might have the advice, but maybe they don't know or they don't understand how it works or their advice is incorrect or, you know what I mean? You don't have like a plethora of sources to just go look. Get robbed, Sajam, take your lumps. Just because I was tactical doesn't mean I didn't get my ass whooped. You make it sound like I was winning in Third Strike. I most certainly was not. Anyway, it's a very interesting thing to think about. I think a lot of new players especially don't have that learning style or haven't learned in that environment. They don't really understand.
Listen.
This topic is interesting because many top Third Strike players mention the importance of arcade mode for spacing and training, getting training drills down. It's funny because like people don't even think like, how would you learn that stuff without training mode and stuff? They just never thought about the fact that it just didn't exist. That was you. Welcome to the future. I'm happy you made it.